Is it on, Tommy? Just thinking about the Atlantics and Bombora, the drums on that. Oh my God! The best way to hear that is to look it up on YouTube and see them reforming and doing it live on Australian TV in 2009. They just kick butt. The drums. Ben Rankins is a drummer, so he knows all about drums. I know nothing about drums. I was the drummer briefly in a band called Life in Bed in 1969, but I had no drumming credentials at all, and I lasted a week, and they actually sort of eventually got a recording contract. There was a small recording studio in the suburb where I grew up, Gymea, and the southern suburbs of Sydney, and this guy had his own private recording studio, just a 2-track or something, and I went in there with the guys in the band, and he said, look, I did the best I could with no training whatsoever, and he just said, look, you guys, I'm going to record you, but you've got to get rid of the guy on the drums. So that was the end of my career in music. But they eventually, after a few, changes in personnel, they became a band called Autumn, and they had some sickening hit with a song called Yellow River. Oh, Christ. Fuck them to hell, the bastards. Good riddance. So the drums on Peggy Sue, Buddy Holly, and the Crickets, and of course, let's not forget Buddy himself. What is it, Charles Harden Holly or something? His real name, whatever. His Stratocaster or Telecaster don't bite my head off. Not a muso. I don't give a shit about musical instruments, but I give a shit about the music I like. And so that rhythm of Peggy Sue is the absolute foundation of surf music, surf instrumentals. No doubt about it. That blew my mind. I just had my tonsils out and my adenoids, and it was very painful. I was laying in bed looking at a blue sky, and a white plane flew over in a bright blue sky. And I was laying there, and I heard the news, as they say in Bye Bye American Pie, that garbage song by that and it said Buddy Holly's been killed in a plane crash. Man, I'd just gotten into the guy at the age of 7 and 8, and he was gone. It was pretty heavy, man. And so that's the basis for all great surf instrumentals or great surf music, especially in Australia, more so than the USA. Now, look, to me, the greatest Beatles track of all time is Cry for a Shadow. It's an instrumental, pre-fame, recorded, and it's fucking excellent. If only they just don't put that out and gone away. And anyway, but the Shadows, the Beatles, they were all doing that. That surfing was everywhere. But in Australia in particular, it really, really hit because this country has literally thousands of beaches, thousands of them, and and not Bondi. Forget that. You know what a Bondi cigar is? A Bondi cigar is when you're out in the surf in Bondi back in the 70s, and a big turd that long goes blobbing past on the surface. Yeah, a Bondi cigar. I think there's a band called the Bondi Cigars. So, yeah, there's some most of the great Australian bands of the 60s started out as surf instrumental groups, and it's not a bad thing. Well, that's what I was trying to get to. Um, Now, the Atlantics were Greek boys from Melbourne. Melbourne, at the time and probably still today, has the largest population of people of Greek extraction outside of Greece itself. And the secret to surf instrumental is the balalaika, I mean, now in the USA, for instance, Dick Dale, real name Richard Mansour, something like that. I think he's Lebanese extraction. Um, they have this understanding of that the balalaikas and that sort of stuff. That's what surf music really is, with a sort of tribal drum beat behind it. And so I was thinking of the Atlantics, um, but Buddy Holly and the Crickets were the first ones to really um, put that out into the world as a consumable product. And then after that, you got the Shadows, um, and the Beatles to a lesser extent in the UK. In the USA, you have the Ventures, great stuff. Uh, um, what's that other band? Oh my goodness, oh, damn, I can't think of it. There's one that was really good, but it was hugely influential in Australia. So all I'm saying is basically is that yes, Dick Dale um, was magnificent and live, and so it all comes from Peggy Sue by Buddy Holly and the Crickets, and then in no, you're not coming in. No, sorry, it's another stray cat. The stray cats. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.